Welcome to the Sanford Regional Technical Center Health and Human Services pathway. Do you have a desire to help people? Do you have good observation skills and notice details? This pathway offers early childhood education, emergency medical services, fire science, health occupations, and law enforcement.
Ate the bear's porridge and
slept in their bed.
Early childhood education is the class to take if you are at all interested in becoming a teacher or working with children in any way. Students might be interested in teaching young children in a child care center, or perhaps they're interested in opening their own family home program. Students might also be interested in teaching children from kindergarten through 3rd grade. This is the class to take. Some students, though, might be interested in other fields working with children, such as special education, physical therapy, occupational therapy, or maybe even social services. Students in this program learn how to work with children. In our early childhood education classroom, they're learning the theory, and then they work in our on-site public pre-kindergarten program where they work hands-on with children. During the first year of the program, students will learn about child growth and development. They'll learn a lot about guiding and managing young children's behavior, certainly the health, safety, and nutritional needs of children. Students will also, during their first year, learn how to plan activities to do with children. And so they will plan an activity and then implement it in the classroom in learning centers like the art area or the block area, dramatic play, the science area. But during the second year of the program, students focus on learning about how to build community in the classroom. They learn about classroom environments and how to weave diversity and multiculturalism throughout the curriculum. Students also in the second year of the program learn about how to work with children who have special needs, differing needs, and also how to work with families. Since students have had the experience of working with the preschool children during the first year of the program, the second year of the program is just as exciting. Students will be able to complete an internship. So students do an internship based on what their interest is. So for an example, if a student is really interested in becoming a kindergarten teacher, then I will match that student up with a kindergarten teacher in his or her community, and they will be able to complete an internship with a highly experienced mentor. An exciting project that the students are completing during the 2 years of the early childhood education program is developing a professional portfolio. And this portfolio will allow students to qualify for the Certified Early Childhood Education Assistant credential through Main Roads to Quality. And this portfolio can help to showcase students' work and hopefully help them to gain employment and possibly even college credits.
Did you know that there is a desperate need for emergency medical technicians in nearly every community in this country? It's truly a crisis. EMS here at SRTC is a 1-year program that prepares students to take the EMT licensing exam and actually be a Maine licensed EMT shortly after completing the course. In order to be eligible to take these exams, students are dual enrolled in both SRTC and Southern Maine Community College, where they can get 6 free college credits. Because of the SMCC involvement, students must be 16 years old by the first day of class. Minor detail. So, to answer some of the questions that are often asked, yes, it's a hard course. It's a college class, and many students are surprised at the workload and expectations of the curriculum. Overall, it's about 90% academics and 10% skills practice. Yes, we do practice patient assessment, vital signs and splinting, etc., on each other. Integrity, respect, maturity, and a good attitude are hallmarks of behavior in this program. Yes, I enforce strict dress code. Students are training to become professionals, and sometimes they're on the floor as they care for mock patients. So dressing appropriately is important. The last questions are often about grade requirements and attendance. An average grade of 75 must be maintained throughout the class, or students will not be eligible to take the licensing exams. And oh, by the way, there are no retakes on tests and quizzes. Per Maine EMS rules, students in high school EMS programs can only miss 10 days of class during the program without needing to make arrangements to make up that time. So why should you consider coming to the SRTC EMS program? Because it's an exciting, gratifying career where we care for patients in every phase of life. Whether assisting a newborn take their first breath or holding the hand of a patient as they take their last, EMTs are there with the knowledge, skills, and compassion to handle the situation. We are privileged to care for each one. I asked my current students why this program is different, and they said, because we become a family. They work closely together, discovering more about each other and themselves every day. So come on down and see what we're all about.
Contact, but when you go to the next room, keep one person at the door for orientation, the other two go left and right. Let's see how that works.
In the fire science program, we teach students to become firefighters. It's a very fast-paced, interactive, and very active program. The fire science program, we do a lot of hands-on type of work, especially when we're in person. So some of the hands-on types of things that we do, we learn how to tie knots, we learn how to hoist tools, we learn how to force entry, we learn how to roll hose, we learn how to deploy hose, we learn how to put water on the fire, we learn how to set up deck guns, we learn how to put ladders up, we learn how to climb ladders, we learn how to do rescues off from ladders, we do search and rescue, we learn about fire behavior, we learn all of those things, and a lot of that takes a lot of our in-person time. In the spring, that's when we have most of our fires. So we actually have a building fire, we actually have an automobile fire, we have a wildland fire, we do auto extrication where students learn how to tear a car apart with the jaws of life to save somebody that might be trapped inside. We also do propane fire. The number one goal in the fire service is to save lives and property. And that's what you learn how to do in the fire science program. You learn how to save lives, and you also learn how to save property. The program is also set up, it's very team-oriented. So you'll be placed into a company or a team at the start of the year. You'll work with that team all year long. You will develop close friendships with the other members of your team, and you'll really learn how to work well together. You'll also learn how to, besides learning how to do all the skills, you also learn confidence. So you'll become much more confident at the end of the year than you are at the start of the year. And that's because you'll be doing things that you didn't even think that you could do. And that's okay. Because we spend so much time doing the actual hands-on portion, there is a large knowledge portion as well. We have to cover 1 to 2 chapters a week. And so a lot of the knowledge we require you to learn on your own as homework. So this is the textbook, and we have 1 to 2 chapters a week of homework that is due, and that will take you probably 2 to 4 hours a week outside of the regular class in order to get that homework done. Students who successfully pass the class are eligible to take the Firefighter 1 and 2 state exam. If they pass those, they actually get their certification. Each one of those certifications will give you 3 college credits at Southern Maine Community College. Those students that are interested can also get their basic wildland firefighting certification, and that certification would allow you to go out west and fight forest fires. One of my former students was out in Colorado this summer, as I was. We weren't on the same crew, but we both were out there. So if learning to become a firefighter to serve your local community, whether that be volunteer or a career, sounds like something you're interested in, then this is the program for you. Thank you.
The Health Occupations Program prepares students to become competent members of the healthcare team by giving them the knowledge, skills that they need to practice safely, effectively, compassionately, and confidently in the clinical setting.
CNAs work on taking care of the person's personal or physical needs. So grooming, eating, brushing their teeth, toileting, things like that. Those are the things that we learn.
They will communicate effectively and document residents' progress accurately and be prepared to be professional in emergency situations. In essence, they will demonstrate an understanding of skills appropriate for the CNA. There is a textbook, and work from the textbook is also expected to be completed.
We study anatomy and physiology, pathophysiology, which is the nature of disease, and then the nursing response with that. So we do a lot of lecture, a lot of skills, and we actually work with real patients, residents at nursing homes. Our hands-on is very fun, it's very interactive, and it's fun to be able to practice skills and then take it to the clinical setting. A CNA course is actually an adult education course, and it costs $800 for adults to take this course in adult education or community college. So we expect professional behavior, meaning that you are respectful, you use proper language, you use the terms that we're studying in class. We want to learn to respect our residents, our patients, and each other. So a lot of teamwork is done in class and in the clinical setting.
Students will take a competency test at the end of the one-year program, and along with the completion of the lab, clinical, and textbook hours, they become certified to be placed on the state CNA registry and begin their employment. We have a requirement of 20 hours completed in our classroom lab, where you will begin your work to use the mannequins and each other, and 70 hours of time completed at a local nursing home to complete your clinical hours.
So being a CNA, it's a great step in nursing. It's required in pre-med in medical school that most medical students are CNAs. And you're helping people that desperately need your help.
Thank you so much for your interest, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next year.
The law enforcement program is a 2-year program. The program teaches students the basics of what it is needed to begin their path to a career in law enforcement. Students receive instructions of the Maine Criminal Justice Academy's pre-service Phase 1. Students receive actual training as outlined by the Maine Criminal Justice Academy, meaning this is not only necessary, but it is the first step they must complete on their path to becoming a law enforcement officer within the state of Maine. In class, students work primarily from the Maine Criminal Justice Academy training modules. The modules are specific lessons which cover everything from cultural diversity, domestic violence, Maine criminal law, Maine motor vehicle law, to juvenile law. Students will also utilize JPMA, an online state-recognized training. The lessons mirror that of the Maine Criminal Justice Academy's modules and build upon them. The JPMA are programs that students are to listen to the presentation, but also allow those that wish to open the narrative and read along. Students are quizzed throughout the lesson to confirm they have a grasp of the material prior to the test at the end of the lesson. Students will also utilize the Maine State Revised Statutes Annotated Title 17A, Maine Criminal Law, and Title 29A, Maine Motor Vehicle Law. Students will also be working from the Maine State Law Enforcement Officers Manual. Students will also be dual enrolled at York County Community College and be taking courses here with me at SRTC, giving them, upon successfully completing the course, college credits and further their steps toward a career in law enforcement. Students are given a hands-on instructions, such as pat-downs, handcuffing, crime scenes, evidence collection, report writing, and takedown techniques, to name a few. Students will also be taking part 1 day a week, primarily devoted to physical fitness. The Maine Criminal Justice Academy has set forth the minimum requirements to enter the academy. Students within the program are pushed to achieve this level of physical fitness. Weekly workouts are assigned and are to be practiced and completed. Standards set forth by MCJA are followed. Uniforms are issued and are to be worn. Integrity, professionalism, attention to detail, common sense, and the ability to work with everyone are key components in this program.